live. We're back. Yeti Boy Podcast. I'm Lewis.
Yeti Boys are back. This is Miguel.
And we got a special guest here today.
Mr. Narvez, how you guys doing?
All right. So
we're doing good. This is Monday. We're back at it.
Just
Monday
a
evening.
quick recap. Damn. Well, I had a brain fart.
Over the weekend. How was your weekend? First of all, before we even start going.
No, we can't do that. We gotta introduce. Okay, so this is Rough Cut Podcast, and my other uncle, his little big bro. I guess we'll just start off now.
No, just have him. He introduce himself.
Yeah, introduce yourself.
How are you doing today? You doing good?
I'm doing all right. A little bit tired. Taking the day off of work. I had a long weekend, but we're back at it.
Okay. How was your weekend?
Busy. Busy. We had a couple projects. I was building fixing the girls' closets, doing some work outside, and getting the studio up, the game room up, so we can do the joint podcast here.
Okay.
Yeah, after 3 weeks of fighting with softwares.
3 or 4 attempts. That's all right.
We finally got it.
We got it though.
All right. About yourself, how was your weekend?
It was good. I had a great weekend. I went out with the family to eat on Saturday night. It was actually pretty good. Sunday I had to work, but it wasn't too crazy. And then I'm back.
You worked on Sunday?
Yesterday, yeah.
I don't know. You worked yesterday.
Yeah, but I had to work.
The man works. He works on the Lord's Day.
Yeah, bro. Listen, while you're sleeping, somebody else is making your money.
We're not.
Damn.
We can't all be barbers, you know.
Well, we all don't have the money either, so I gotta work. So,
Real quick, Theo or not, I don't know if you can tweak your mixer, but Pay is saying you're very, very low on the podcast. Maya's here. That's what she just put. Hey, Maya.
hey Maya, how you doing?
My mic is all the way up.
Yeah, it's saying, getting here that you're too low.
All right, let's get it going.
All right. Let's go to our sports recaps. Great time. All right, we got. I gotta go back all the way to Friday. All right, technically Thursday because we don't talk about the game Thursdays. We'll just go Friday from Friday. Hawks beat the Celtics.
That's only one game. It's not gonna happen again.
Now it's one game. Now it's one game. But when the Bucks beat Miami, they're the better team.
But
all right, we're not getting back into that.
Hold on. Like we always say, it's one game, but you really think that Atlanta's gonna come back to beat the Celtics?
We weren't saying that when it was about Miami. Anyways.
Because what was the conversation we were having about it, though?
You got the Miami blew out the Bucks game 3, 121 to 99.
Okay. I got nothing to say about that.
Of course you don't. Of course you don't.
Are you gonna skip the Atlanta question? What does Atlanta have that makes you think they're gonna come back?
I don't think they're gonna come back. I thought they were gonna get swept. My thing is though that if he says that, like I said in the last podcast, you got to use the same principle used for this team for the same exact other team.
We can't, but we're gonna let it go. You know the reason why I'm saying you can't.
That's what I'm saying. That's not how it works. They're different teams.
What's up, Mariah?
I know that, and that's what I said. What I said was when Giannis is out, Milwaukee becomes a better team.
Mariah says Jason Tatum is cute.
Everybody scored more than 10 points that game. Now, in Miami, when Tyler Hero went down, they became a worse team.
They don't know what to do.
They don't have a three-point shooting. And you know what he said? They have, what was the name?
Gabe Vincent?
I don't even know who that guy is. Who?
Gabe Vincent. Anyways, Nets got swept. I honestly did not expect that. I thought they were going to have the best series in the first round.
With
The Sixers and
my
Nets.
thing is, okay, let me ask you this: Why? Just a quick question. Why did you think they were gonna?
I don't know.
It was gonna be the best series.
I don't know. I thought
Because
thought it
if
was a
you're
good
saying
matchup.
that means that you don't watch the Brooklyn Nets because they weren't gonna give them. If you were telling me against Cleveland or New York, I would have said okay, but against Philly,
Paola
It's not gonna
says Theo Jose sounds like he's underwater.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm sitting by my TV speaker. I don't know. Fix Theo's mic. Mariah, yeah. So your mic. I don't know what's going on with your mic. I don't know if
Does
you
it sound
can.
better now?
Sounds a little bit louder. You didn't have to wait for them to respond in it, but. All
I
right.
don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Read the comments. I am reading the comments. Fix Theo's mic. Yeah.
we are.
We're trying to fix it. This is the first time we're going with a guest, so we're trying to fix as we
Trying to
go.
get it going. Trying to get it going.
Just, I guess if it doesn't sound right, just put in the chat to see if it sounds better. I don't know. Theo said try talking now. See if it fixed it.
I'm all of my volumes are up. Everything is up on my. I'm not sure what you on Discord. On Discord, are the volumes up?
Yeah, everything is all the way up to the max.
And on OBS,
Yep.
the output device is all the way up. The
All right.
input device is all the way up.
Maybe because he's a guest speaker. No, but that shouldn't.
Shouldn't.
That
Shouldn't
shouldn't
matter.
affect. Yeah, it should be all. Let me double check real quick, but
Yeah, but the Nets. What are we even talking about? Especially against the Sixers.
But that was my thing, and like I told him, he thought it was gonna be the best series, my question to him, what made you think that? That's why I want to know.
they sound so we sound good, but apparently you're very low.
I don't know what's going on.
Maybe his headphones. So Maya says that it sounds like it's your actual the speakers to your computer instead of the mic.
What do you mean the speakers to my computer?
Would you put is his actual mic connected or is it just his computer built in one? That's what it sounds like.
No, my mic is connected and it's selected on Discord.
I don't know.
How about now?
I don't know. We gotta wait to see what they say. It sounds like,
great.
for us. It sounds good, but as I'm saying, I don't know what it sounds like on the actual stream.
Yeah, well, I switched it to my built-in mic to my headphones, so if that's better, then I'll just do it with the mic.
All right, let's. Paola Mariah Maya. How does he sound? Does he sound good? Does he sound better now, or? Well, I wait for them to answer.
Answer what? Like, why? Okay, you gonna go to the next?
We can still hear him, just not as loud as you guys. Well, yeah, he's not gonna be as loud as us
Because we're the main.
because we're the main stream. But can you guys still hear him fine?
I switched it down to the iMac mic, so maybe if that doesn't do anything, then I'll stay with this.
She said, okay, so she said off of the headphones, she says it sounds a little bit better. So let's try leave it on the Mac mic to see if that sounds better. Does that sound better or does the headset sound better?
It's on the Mac mic now.
All right, I'm just waiting for Paula or any of them to say something.
It's fine now.
It's fine
All
for
right,
now.
We're good now.
All right. Like I said, I really don't know. I thought it was gonna be a better matchup. I don't know. I thought it was gonna be one of. I didn't think they were gonna get swept. Thought it was gonna be a 4-2 series. What happened?
We're talking Brooklyn still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought it was gonna be not a better series, but 4-2 series. You know what I'm saying? Rather than a sweep.
Yeah, but they don't have anybody. So I didn't think that.
The team that Philadelphia has, that doesn't even make sense. New Jersey's got nobody.
They
Actually,
don't.
Brooklyn. But
So my thing is, that's what I said. Why I didn't think they were gonna even. That wasn't even gonna be a competition.
no, we can't adjust this mic, Paola. It's not. It's not letting me adjust this mic, adjust the volume or anything. It's all the way up. I have it all the way up right now. All right, fast forward that Knicks up 3-1.
Knicks actually played good yesterday. They did.
I'm glad Brooks got ejected, even if he didn't hit LeBron that hard. We haven't got there yet. Hold on.
We're gonna get to that.
Knicks up 3-1. Surprised or no?
No, not surprised. Like I told you on when they played Wednesday, no Friday. Brunson is too much for Cleveland. They held Donovan Mitchell to 2 points in the second half.
Okay.
So it's not. They're not. The Knicks will win that series, but they're not going past that.
Warriors.
They don't have the firepower to beat Celtics or Philly or Milwaukee.
Warriors. Pulled one off yesterday.
They pulled it off. They got nobody gets lucky, but it was. I don't know how they won that game.
Harrison Barnes is retarded.
Yeah, but
That's how they won.
I just don't know. And they're struggling at home. So imagine when they go back to Sacramento. They're not that good at away. So it's gonna be hard.
That was funny to watch.
They're getting old.
Yeah, I think the dynasty is coming to an end. Everything good comes to an end, and their dynasty is coming to an end.
We're not gonna talk Celtics and Hawks. I mean, that one's kind of know what's gonna happen there. Nuggets and Timberwolves.
They won the yesterday, but
Timberwolves
that doesn't mean
won.
anything.
No, I know, but we still have to talk. All right, Lakers. Dylan Brooks. Go ahead. You're the Laker fan. You're the actual Laker fan.
I mean, I don't even know why they're. This is a story just so ESPN can have something to talk about. Right? This dude is a bum. He doesn't belong on the floor with LeBron. He can't even carry his gym bag.
And that's my thing. That's why when LeBron got interviewed and they asked him about Dylan Brooks, he said, "I'm not talking about that because there's no need to talk about that."
The bum. They're not even. It's not even a question. Like the guy, when the game after he was talking shit to LeBron, what he scored 7
Facts,
points?
Paolo.
Yeah, and then
Shot 3 for 13.
and then he had like 4 or 5 fouls. So my thing is,
Come on.
my thing is this: if LeBron, he wouldn't be doing this if it was 5 years ago.
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean?
50 on him.
So now he's gonna do it. He said, "Oh, I'll poke bears." Yeah, you poke bear because he's already past his prime. But in his prime, if you've seen what he has done to people that have done what Dylan Brooks has done,
Like what he did to the Celtics.
yeah, or he did to Lance Stevenson.
Yeah.
So it goes back to where LeBron right now just wants to win. He's not worrying about. You ever see when, and not to go off the topic, but you ever see this relates to when, like, say when a great rapper or somebody famous, like a rapper or a celebrity or something, when somebody's coming up, they go after him.
It's Eminem versus Machine Gun Kelly.
But that's what I mean. He just keeps going at him, and Eminem is like, why do I have to keep going at this guy if I am way above this? You know what I mean? The more I go after him, the more famous he gets.
Dylan is like a Down syndrome Draymond Green.
Mm-hmm.
He's not even the dude doesn't contribute to the team. Like, at least Draymond gets triple doubles and he's a leader. Dylan Brooks I don't even know how he made it to the league.
So I don't know where it's gonna go. Is it gonna be interesting? Yes, it's gonna make the series more interesting because I don't know if LeBron's gonna get out of the game plan. You know what I mean? Because LeBron can do what he's trying to do. He's trying to get LeBron, like baiting LeBron to score 40 points and take the ball away from Anthony Davis, which the game plan has to go mainly through Anthony Davis because of the fact that he's younger.
When they have to go through Anthony Davis, I agree with you 100%.
So, do we call this a rivalry?
No, why? How?
So what do you think is a bigger disappointment, right? Dylan Brooks, like the Dylan Brooks story, or like Donovan Mitchell? Because
For me,
Donovan Mitchell was a superstar, and he's not even held to 2.5 points by New York.
my thing is, I think is Mitchell. You know why? Because like you said, not only that, but just think about this. New York was supposed to get Donovan Mitchell.
I know.
And they passed on. So now Donovan Mitchell should have went to the Garden, which is not for everybody to come in and play.
And destroy them.
And destroy. That's how you know what superstars are and what our all-star basketball players are.
LeBron, absolutely. Kobe used to love the Garden.
Dirk Nowitzki. Like, these guys will go in there and tear it down. Now, Donovan Mitchell, yeah, he's one of the greatest in the league right now. I'm not saying he's one of the greatest players right now. He's a great player in the league.
He's a top 10, top 15 talent.
Yeah. I mean, the dude could give you points anytime he wants. But now you go against the Knicks, and it's like, you got fucking, what's his name? R.J. Barrett having a better game than you.
I know.
So, I think for me, the bigger disappointment is Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
But
Okay, well, if you,
Isn't he a free agent in like 2 years, 1 year, next year, right?
I think
next
so.
year. That's why they were trading him.
Imagine what this is going to do to his payday. They're going to treat him like Dennis Schroeder when he turned down $80 million.
Well, I think
And then he got like a $4 million contract.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's crazy.
All right, so
Someone's going to pay him.
moving on from basketball,
Okay.
the big fight.
Big
Ryan
fight.
versus Tank.
And this goes back to what we were talking.
The big rig fight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that shit was rigged.
And this is what we talked about like 2 weeks ago about boxing and
That is for
UFC.
money.
But it's not even like I just can't stand watching boxing anymore because you know how much shit that Garcia had to go through to get this fight.
I know.
He had to dehydrate like to the max. You know how the day before, like you weighed in, that night you could eat whatever and gain 20 pounds. He couldn't even do that.
I know.
Yeah,
That's
because
why when
had
they hit him with that,
clause.
yeah, when they hit him with that punch, it was like on the chest. The
Not
dude
even
couldn't
that.
breathe.
He didn't fully connect with that punch.
I
still
understand
don't
that,
think.
but what I'm saying is when you're dehydrated.
Shots are weird. The kidney shots are weird. Like they don't look like they land, but if you get hit in the right spot, like that's why I'm kind of like skeptical on whether it was rigged or not. But
I think it was rigged. Like I said,
I don't think-
I understand liver shots are very.
But that wasn't even a liver
punches,
shot though.
But
it was no, well, that's what they called it.
that's what
they called it. But
yeah.
what I'm saying is, I don't think it was rigged. I just think it was. When
I
you
don't-
guys
I
say
think it was
rigged, that
rigged.
it was scripted, it was no. I don't think it was. It was made for Tank to win. The fight was in terms of Tank to win.
That's rigged.
That's rigged.
That's rigged. And not only that, he called the 7th-round knockout, and he knocked him out in the 7th round when the whole fight.
And then they changed the odds in Vegas for the bets.
So
It's rigged, bro. That fight was rigged.
The only thing that Tank did the whole fight was counter, Miguel. He wasn't on the attack, right?
Uh-huh.
He was never on the attack. He landed like, I don't know, it was like 30 power punches less than Garcia.
He only landed like 8 power punches.
Yeah, they were all counters too. The first round, or no, it was the
Second.
round.
The second round.
Second round,
when
he
he hit him.
knocked him down.
No, that was a clean shot.
Yeah, because Garcia was going all in, and I had a feeling like if he keeps fighting like that, he wasn't gonna last.
No.
He definitely wasn't gonna last. But I just think it was that fight was for Tank to win the fight. You know what I mean?
Paulo sitting watching it.
It wasn't for Garcia. Obviously, Tank is more of a cash cow in boxing than Garcia is. Garcia might be a better technique fighter.
His fullest potential because he had to lose the weight. He looked exhausted. No, 100% agree, Maya.
I think it wasn't
She said I think it was that he wasn't in his fullest potential because he had to lose the weight. He looked exhausted. Yeah, because he had to drop.
He had to drop. So now that punch that he got was like in the mid point, or like mid chest, underneath the chest. I think he was so dried out that and out of breath that he wasn't gonna get up from that. Nobody would. Even if they hit you in the back or the chest, and when you're dried out, meaning dehydrated, you're not gonna get up.
Yeah, but
You're cutting in and out.
That's probably the thing, Wi-Fi.
No, it's nope, not hearing nothing.
no.
Talk.
Yo.
Yeah.
we hear you.
Now you're good. No, never mind. You're like in and out. You're in and out.
Fuck.
Having some technical difficulties. Try moving it back a little bit.
We were good too, bro.
No, you're in and out. Try going back to the headset mic.
He probably can't hear us.
Yeah, if he hasn't. Can you hear us? Yeah, no, we can't hear you. I'm not getting no audio from you. Having some technical difficulties. Give us 1 second.
It's like in and out.
Yeah, it's like cutting in and out. Like, it's weird.
What about now?
Yeah, talk.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's still like I said, it's just cutting in and out.
I don't know why.
There you go. You're good.
All right. So what I was saying is, at the end of the fight, right? They asked Garcia, oh, you didn't think you could get up, and he said, no, I don't think I can get up, right? But if you go back and you watch the replay of the knockout, as soon as the ref hit 10, he got up immediately.
Yeah, he said, yeah, I know what you're saying.
If you were really that hurt and it took that much out of you,
You would still be down.
you would have stayed down.
Yeah.
Right? He was like, I just couldn't get up. I couldn't continue. But as soon as the ref said 10, he got up and he walked away like nothing happened.
Yeah.
And this is
You
what
don't have heart, or you're lying.
this is what goes back to what I was saying 2 weeks ago, where boxing, there's nothing in boxing that calls for my attention. You know what I mean? There is nothing, because of the fact that fights like this, and this is what we were talking about. We were talking about where before everybody now, every boxer now wants to fight for their legacy. Like, nobody wants to take a loss. Back in the day, it didn't matter if you had a loss or you would have lost a fight. You just went after whoever was there. That's why middleweight class was so great. But now it's like if I lose the fight, I'm not getting a big paycheck.
Well, it's social media, right? Everything. That's how these fighters get their money.
Boxers aren't fighters
It's all
anymore.
marketing. It's just some marketing scheme.
Yeah, boxers aren't fighters anymore. They're entertainers.
But you got Vegas in their pockets too, right? If Vegas comes to you and says, "Hey, man, you gotta lose this fight in the 7th round. We're gonna throw you 35 million." What are you gonna do?
Of course you're gonna do it. No,
Take that
no, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. That's why I just don't think I've lost. I used to love boxing, and I still do, but I just lost so much respect for it.
You gotta watch the ESPN Friday night fights, not these big fights.
They're good too, but it's just I just don't know. It just doesn't call my attention like before. Like before, I would say, "Oh, Garcia's gonna fight." Man, I couldn't wait to watch the fight. This time it's like, if I don't see it, you know what?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. But like the UFC, I'm like, before I was the other way. It was the opposite way. So now UFC is like, I have to see the UFC fight.
Oh yeah, no, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. UFC has surpassed boxing.
And it's crazy because they're still don't get paid as much.
But but that's why it's been so great.
The big names get paid, right? The big names get paid. You gotta sell tickets. If you're not selling tickets, you're not gonna get paid. You're gonna get paid base pay.
Yeah.
And I think
It's
is,
like everything else.
and a lot of people criticize Dana White, but I just think he has done a great job because of the fact that he has it controlled where nobody can make whatever they want.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because if they open it to where whoever sponsor this, that, and the other, then it's gonna get ruined just like boxing.
And he controls the sponsors too.
That's what I mean. So now, like that, that's why UFC is like, it doesn't matter if you have 7 losses with.
It's fair game.
It doesn't matter. You could be a champion. 11 and 10, you could be a champion. It doesn't matter. That's what's so great about it. And boxing, you lose one time, forget about it. Nobody wants to watch you anymore.
Yeah. You gotta climb up the ladder in the UFC and earn that title shot. But yeah, you're right. You could have however many losses and be a champion.
All right. Moving on to our free talk. Moving away from sports, we pretty much caught up with everything on sports, right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't miss anything out.
Baseball, but that's irrelevant right now.
He doesn't like watching baseball.
It's too early for baseball. We gotta wait for the NBA to go, and then I think baseball will be fine.
That's fair.
So,
All right. So let's just start off with free talk. There anything? I mean, actually, you are in the. Are you still considered active duty in the Army or no?
No. I'm in the guard.
Okay.
So I was active duty all the way up in 2019, but
okay. Can I ask you this? If you look back, you've been in there what, 20 years?
no, 13 since 2010.
Okay. So let's say 10 years ago. If you was to look,
October will make 13 years.
okay. So if you were to look back 10 years to where you're at now, what would you change from that? You know what I mean? Would you say, you know what, instead of going to the National Guard, I would have went to the Navy, I would have went I don't know, to
Army.
the
Coast
Navy
Guard.
SEALs, to how would you do it different now that you know how it is?
I don't think I would do anything different, right? Because everything that I did, like everything that I work for, I put myself to has gotten me to where I am today, right? Like the job that I have right now is because of my experience with the Army, right? And everything happened the exact way it was supposed to meant to be. Because like I was gonna be an infantryman, and for some reason when I joined, it was Gio. Gio was coaching me to do it, and he told me, take this job because there's better career opportunities. And I took it, and it was in logistics. And 10 years after, I was working full time for the military, and then I resigned and I looked for the job that I have now, which is in aerospace, and it's gotten me to where I'm at right now, and I can't complain. All the way up until last week, 2 weeks ago, when I decided to start up this podcasting, right? And we'll see where this takes me. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but I haven't gotten around to it. We all got lives busy, right? I got 5 kids, right? I'm a full-time student. I work full-time. The kids have soccer, band, drama. It's insane. Brooklyn has dance.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Everybody's got a crazy life. Everybody's got a crazy life in different ways. You know what I mean? Not everybody probably don't have 5 kids, but they have 3 jobs.
They better have 5 kids.
But that's what I'm just as an example. Like they don't have 5 kids, but it goes to where everybody has their own way of having a crazy life. You know what I mean? My next question to you was gonna be, all right, we always hear about everybody that goes to the Army comes back like a mental case or comes back with mental illness, or they're not stable. They're not right in their mind. You know what I mean? They always want to do this. They come back crazy. That's the only thing you don't go to the first thing. If I have a son, they say, "Oh, don't go to the Army because you come back crazy."
For the people with kids,
what would you say?
If you have any questions, just put them in the chat, and we'll read them as they come in.
What would you say to people that think that way? Maybe you haven't had a chance to even talk about that. Maybe you haven't had anybody ask you about that.
So excuse me. So that's attributed to PTSD, right? Post-traumatic stress disorder, right? Or syndrome, or whatever you want to call it. Everybody's experience is a little bit different, right? Like I have tutors. Some things that I've seen I would rather not have seen, or some things, but it all depends, right? Like my last tour wasn't really all that crazy, but post-traumatic stress is not just, oh my God, we're at war and that's it, right? Like trauma, right? That's the key word in PTSD is trauma.
Yes.
Which way you define it as a human, right? Because we all have the worst thing that has happened to you, or the worst thing that has ever happened to you is the worst thing that has ever happened to you, right? I can't decide whether it's the worst thing that has happened to you, right? So when you go on about life and you run into something that triggers that's PTSD, right? It may not be diagnosed and it might be a mild case, but it's PTSD, right? Like for me, a lot of the issues that I had coming back home that I had difficulties with was readjusting to life, right? Because when we're overseas, life doesn't stop here. My wife, she's paying the bills, she's going to work, she's taking Brooklyn to daycare, she's doing this, she's feeding the kids, she's doing that. When I come home, I'm so out of place, and
it's like being. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's as easy as just picking up and going to do a load of laundry, right? But for this past year, she's been using Gain detergent, and I went and bought the Kirkland brand, and now she's spazzing out, and I'm like, what the fuck are you spazzing out for? Like I'm fucking trying to help, and then like that right there, that adjustment right there itself is traumatic, and it's like, well, you know what? I'm not gonna do anything else from now on. I'll let you do everything, and then that just creates bigger issues, right? So like, it's trauma related, right? And it's different for everybody. It's different for me. It's different for you. It's different for Luigi. It's different all the way around.
So you could say that the Army has given you, besides that, those issues, the Army has given you a great way of living life. Is that safe to say?
It's afforded me every single opportunity that I've needed to get to where I'm at today. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of it, right? I don't love the Army.
Okay, but that's my question. What you don't like about the Army? Because there's probably like my kids are listening. They're like, I'm not saying they're going to the Army, but they're probably like, you know what? Maybe they're deciding they're deciding, should I go, should I not? And when they listen to somebody that's been there, it's probably like, damn, maybe I should, maybe I won't, because maybe in 15 years I could be there, but I just don't want to go through what he went through.
So, for me, the first 10 years of my career, I was active duty, right? So the work-life balance sucked, right? My work days were 12, 14, 15 hours. And in the Army is not, like, you don't just punch out after you're 8 and you're done and you come back tomorrow. Is you stay there until you finish it. That's active duty, right? It's a different monster. It's a different animal. Now, what I suggest and what I recommend is the Army, National Guard. The Army, if you do decide to join the Army, get out of the military everything that you can, because they're going to get everything that they can out of you. They're going to use and abuse you, right?
That's a great way to put it.
What I mean by that is I joined the Army so that I can pay for school, right? And it took me 13 years, 11. It took me 11 years to actually go back to college, or to actually start college. And I should have done that a long time ago, and I would have done a 6-year contract, right? And got my degree and got out, right? So what I recommend to people whenever they ask me about the military is join the National Guard, right? Do a 6-year contract and get out, right? Because it's only 1 week in a month and 2 weeks a year. When you do the math, it's really not. It's 16 days a year that you're giving the Army.
Yeah, but they're giving back, yeah.
Like 30 days. I think it's like 30 days, right? But the benefits that you get, and you don't listen to all these people, oh, lifetime health care, that shit does not exist unless you're disabled, unless you have an actual disability. Get the 6 years. The educational benefits are what it's worth it, right? If you go to college, Mariah's going to Quinnipiac for nursing.
Yes.
How expensive is that?
Yeah.
Right? And you join the Guard, and your school's free for the rest of your life. You do a 6-year contract in Connecticut, anyways. You know what I mean? Most states are 100% free tuition, but Connecticut is any state school, and now they're expanding, to more schools. Like, I go to school online, and it's paid for. It's not a state school. I actually get paid to go to school. Right?
Yeah, which is okay.
The benefits are there. The benefits are great, but you have to have a goal. You have to say, all right, this is what I'm going to do these 6 years, and after these 6 years, unless you like it and you want to stay in, by all means. For me, like with my 2 tours and a lot of other things, because there's politics and everything, right?
Just like anywhere is it?
My mouth, right?
Anywhere there's politics, anywhere you have to deal with bullshit, anywhere, and it goes to me because I always get, I do electrical, and I've been doing it for 20 years. I'm going on to my 21st year, and it's like everybody says, oh, why are you charging these prices? Why can I be like that? Or why, like right now where I'm at, oh, I want to get the same amount of money you're getting. Obviously, it's the people that know what I get paid. So I'm like, you know what I had to do to get here? I didn't just get here. You have to work to get here. So now that you're here, now you're able to say, you know what? I get paid for what I'm worth. You know what I mean? My time is worth every penny.
Exactly.
You know why? Because I could go somewhere else and do it another way. So if you guys don't like
I'm gonna be back.
like that,
Give me 1 second. I need to run to the restroom.
you know what I mean? If you guys don't like it like that, then find somebody else to do it. If I didn't have the experience, then I would have been like, you know what? I have to deal with it. But coming up through the chain of command, through everything, going through apprenticeship, going through my license, I had to eat. Basically, I had to eat a lot of shit to get here.
Oh, I know. I was there with you.
So that's what I mean. So now it's like, you know what? After I did all of that, why can I get paid whatever I want? Why can't I put a price on myself? You know what I mean? Bet on myself, basically. This is what I want. If you can't pay it.
Because that's what people do. They're always trying to devalue you. But you know this is what I'm worth. If you like it, great. I'll do the job tomorrow. If you don't like it, find somebody else. That's what I tell people. I don't. When I go to work, you're paying me for what I bring to the table. You're paying me for the relationships. Like, I work in a union environment right now, right? And every supervisor in our department has problems with the union employees. And I ask my guys to do something, and they get up and they run and jump and do it. But those are skills that you develop over time. Those are people skills, right? My guys would do anything for me at any given time. Like, I got a text message, because I took the day off today, and I got a text message from one of my guys on the floor, said, hey, if you need anything done, text me or call me. The other guys on the floor, they're always going, back and forth, because it's union versus salary, and it's like, that's not what we're here for, right? The ultimate goal is this. This is the company. We both work for the company. And if we're not doing this, then we're both going to be out of a job. Not me or you. Like,
Real quick.
We do government contracts.
Real quick, Theo, Jose.
There's 2 questions.
We'll get to balas in a second because it's not related to what we're talking about. The Patrick Michael just put, I'm pretty sure there's a question for you. He asked, why don't you become an officer?
Why didn't you become
Why didn't you become an officer? My bad.
Because I don't have a degree. So I wanted to become a warrant officer in 2018, and he knows because he was in my unit, and I retook my ASVAB test to become a warrant officer, and I was gonna do it, but that was around the time that I resigned from my full-time position, and I pursued a career in the civilian sector. So I said, you know what, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to write it out. It's easier this way. I'm not an officer because I don't have a degree. And right now I'm slated to graduate in 2024, November. So we'll see what the future brings.
Do you, because you said you wanted to be an officer. Like you just did the apps that test to do the warrant?
So there's 2 types of officers. There's warrant and there's just commissioned officers.
Okay.
In the Army.
So the one that you were going for, the warrant one, would you go back to do it again or no?
100%.
Okay, my next question to you is, we're going back to what we were talking about before. We got off just a little bit. Mm-hmm. All right, so now you've been in there 13 years. Where do you see yourself going with this? How much longer are you willing?
The military?
Yes. Are you willing to sacrifice this life that you're having with the military? How much longer are you willing to do it?
Right. I'm over the hump now, right? 10 years is a mark where you got to decide, are you going to stay in for 20 or not, right? If you're at 12 and I decide to quit now, I lose 13 years of my life. So I don't get a pension if I quit now, right? So whether I like it or not, this is where we're going.
Well, you're too. For me, I think you're too invested for you to.
You're
to,
too
to
deep
get out
in.
now.
Yeah, you're too deep in.
You know what I mean? I think it would be I think it would be a mistake if you decide to be like, you know what, I want out.
Yeah. There's no unless I die, no one's dragging me out of there. And I had this discussion with my wife in 2010 when I re-enlisted for 6 more years. Not 2010, 2020. Sorry. They offered me a $20,000 bonus.
To leave or
No, to
stay
go
in?
back in.
Re-enlist.
Okay.
To re-enlist. So I brought that to my wife.
By the way, what are you drinking?
Just some coffee.
Just a little juice. Just a little juice. Okay. So
What kind of cup you got it in?
So Yeti cup, baby. Come on, Yeti boys.
Still trying to get sponsored by Yeti, guys.
Yeti boys.
So I had to show some love for the Yeti boys. So when I talked to the wife, she said, "Hey, listen, I'm not really a big fan of the military, but you know, if you want to do this, then I support you 100%." But it also helped that we got to remodel 2 bathrooms and the kitchen. So
Now, question. I know you kind of answered it earlier, but all right, your son comes to you, Jojo comes to you, and Dad, I want to join the military. Do you try to steer him away for it, or are you all for him?
I'm going to support what he wants to do 100%, right? I'm going to coach him and I'm going to guide him and tell him, hey, this is what the military will do. It'll chew you, it'll swallow you, it'll chew you up and spit you out. So if you go in, this is what you need to do. And at that stage, and it's like with everything with my kids, I'm learning all the lessons that I didn't know when my mother was telling me to do the right things, right? Because you learn that as a parent. You don't listen when you're...
I think we all go through that.
Paula says, happy wife, happy life.
Well, that's what I mean. I think we all go through that where now we're trying to teach our kids that, and it's like they don't want to hear it. They don't want to listen. That's why I've always encouraged my oldest right now, stay in school. Don't worry about nothing else because now you're gonna struggle through it. But believe me, you're gonna thank me and your mom at the end when you have a great career.
And that's one of the reasons I went back to school because our kids they're coming up to high school graduation, right? And I wanted to set the example that hey, your dad got his degree at age 38, so there's no reason why you're at 18 and fresh you can get your degree.
Okay, so now that we're a little bit off of the military subject, Paula put a question in the chat. She says, I can't really answer this because I don't have kids, but for the people with kids, both of you guys, what do you miss about your life before the kids?
Can I go first? I'll say this. Not what do you miss. You don't miss anything because of the fact that I had kids early.
You had your first at what, 18?
I really didn't start living life. Yeah, so I really didn't start living life until I had my first kid.
That's saying you had your first kid at what, 18, 19?
Yeah, so it's and then after that I had my second and my third. So really, what do I miss? No, what I think about now when I'm 40, my little one will be out of high school. Well, getting out of high school. Mariah being her third year in college, Mayo being her first year in college. Michaela, if they decide to go that route, which I'm pushing for it, you know what I mean? They all can do their own thing. I'm gonna support them, like you said, and whatever they want. But now I am getting that to where I'll be 40 and my kids will be out of school. So this is when I think to myself, damn, I think I'm going to start living life. Because it's not that I haven't been living life, but now is where my kids are already older.
You don't have to worry about them as much because they're not as young.
Because I think I've done my part as a parent to get them through where they're not on their own, but they're old enough to make their decisions.
Yeah.
And when the question that she's saying, going back to the question, I don't think I miss anything because I really didn't have anything because I didn't start living life until I was 22, 23. So when I had young kids and I started working. It was tough. Those years were tough for me. So do I miss any of that? I couldn't tell you that I miss any of it,
right.
But
I guess I'll answer next. I don't got kids. Fuck them kids. Theo said, what do you miss before having kids?
For me, really nothing, right? Like I had JoJo when I was 24, and like I partied and I drank, and I partied and I drank, and I partied and I drank, and I went to clubs, and I woke up hungover, and it's like
so.
I'm kind of an introvert. Like I'm
Let him finish real quick.
so like I don't miss any of that.
So Paula put.
No, I don't.
Paula says, I don't regret my kid. Love him to death. God gave him to me when I needed him. But I miss my sleep and my freedom. I miss only thinking about myself, whereas now I have to think of the both of us. Parenting is hard.
Well, remember this. I'm going to tell you like this. Coming from somebody that started early, coming from somebody
So, real quick, Louis Mota.
Yo, Mota, what's up, bro?
Louis Mota said, I miss not paying He says I miss not paying child support.
Hey, hold on 1 second. He knows who I'm talking. Tell what's that guy's name?
That's Gopi, bro. That's Gopi.
No. But the guy that we always do the karaoke against. What's his name?
Michelle.
Yeah, yeah.
You talking about Solo?
Yeah, Solo. Tell Solo. I don't know if he's here or not, but tell Solo I'm coming after him, man. I didn't forget.
So back to Paula's comment, right? By far the hardest challenge of my life is parenting, right? Especially nowadays where we live in a world where everything is so heightened and sensitive, and everybody's such a, for lack of better terms, a fucking pussy.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Everybody's so bothered about everything. Like, you can't even tell your kids to shut up. Like, I got my ass whipped growing up. Hey, shut up. Go over there. That's it. Stop talking. But and that's not the right way to treat people, or the right way to, whatever. There's different ways, but everything is just, it's so difficult, man. And everybody's journey is just different. It's different, man.
Paula says, I know y'all miss not paying child support too before kids. Y'all didn't think of that one.
Hey,
So
no matter what, whether they're old or not, you're still gonna pay child support, man. Your kids are gonna be yours forever.
So Theo said, I want to ask you the same question that I asked you, was it last podcast? Last Monday? Something like that? If you can go back 10 years go back 10 years, so 2023, you're what, 38 right now, right?
Yeah, he's 37, he's gonna be 38 this year.
All right, so going back to 27, what would you do differently?
Going back to 27.
So when you're 27, going back 10 years in your life, going back 10 years, so when you're 27, what would you do differently?
I'd find my wife sooner.
Do you actually mean that, or do you say that because she hears you?
No. She can't hear. She can't. This room is soundproof.
Hey, I got.
That shit needs a face recognition and everything.
I'm the other way, man. I'm open. Hey, I'm the other way. I'm open air, bro. Mine is open air.
This door has retina recognition.
Someone take this door.
Mine is open, free air, bro. My wife can listen to everything, bro.
If I had to do anything or do anything different, would be I would go to school sooner. And one thing that I've always has been a goal of mine is to graduate from college, and I didn't get around to it till I was 36.
So, back to what you were saying earlier about you can't tell kids to shut up. All I commented is saying, meanwhile, my mom used to tell me, shut the fuck up, or I'm gonna give you a real reason to cry. That's every Puerto Rican mom's favorite saying.
That's how it is.
But nowadays, it's not like that. Nowadays, it's like back to what you were saying before. It's like now everybody is so sensitive that you can't say anything. Like I think the normal people now are abnormal. We're not gonna get into any details or anything like that, but I think nowadays the normal people, because of the fact that we can't say some things, we can't say this, we can't say that. You get canceled. You're the wrong. You're the worst person. Huh?
You know what that means now?
What?
Canceled?
Canceled?
Yeah, remember you didn't know what it meant?
No, I didn't know. Well, like I was saying, and that's on a serious note. That's the world we're living in now. So it is so hard now to raise a kid it's crazy.
It's a challenge.
So do you guys know who Louis?
Yeah, that's his daughter's godfather.
Okay, so your daughter's godfather, he says, I know you didn't ask me, but I would have definitely cut off people a lot sooner. I let so many people hold me back in life.
That's wild.
How do you guys feel about that? It's like your friend's circle,
Inner circle.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think I would have cut anybody off because I never. One thing. If you guys know me, I don't let nothing hold me back. Like you want to do it, hey, that's on you. I am not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna argue. Yes, I'm gonna live life no matter what. I can't control.
I could have definitely cut some people off. 100%.
I could never stress anything I can't control. So there is no way, man. If that person wants to be like that, then
There's got to be a point in your there has to be some point or a period in your life, some time period that you were happy for a long time, right? Regardless of what. And if you could do anything to change that, would you?
yes, I would. Yeah.
And I'm not saying that like change the kids or having kids, none of that. But
Know yourself. We're yourself.
there's a time period in your life, at some point in your life, where for years, and maybe you stayed in situations out of habit, maybe you didn't leave because it was easier, maybe you didn't, you know what I mean? Like
You were comfortable.
we all had that, 100%, 100%. And like I said, it was a joke, but if, in all seriousness, if I could find my wife sooner, I would have found my wife sooner. She's a godsend. She keeps me grounded.
Paula says, I wish I would have known my self-worth with friendships and men.
Well, it's never too late for that, though. It's never too late for that.
Yeah, because eventually you die.
Yeah, it's never too late for that because, but then again, you live and you. That's just calling it a life lesson. You live and you learn. So now going forward, you know who your real friends are, who you could trust, who you could be around, or who you could have around. Because in order, yeah, in order for you to have that inner circle, I don't think an inner circle is 5 friends. You know what I mean? I just never thought that having 2 or 3 friends is, I think the most, maybe 2, that'll be a small inner circle.
And to be honest, to get deeper, right, and we don't have to go down the rabbit hole with this, but, pardon me, mental health. Mental health.
pardon
I would
me.
attack mental health a lot sooner than I have. Right?
So we have...
This shit is hard, bro. Life is hard.
It is hard. That's what I'm saying, bro.
I work full time. I have 5 kids. I go to school full time. I got 2 dogs at home. I got my wife. I gotta be a father, a husband, a boss at work. I gotta be a student, right? And on top of that, I gotta be a friend, right? And you can't always accommodate all your friends. That's why I appreciate the friends, the real circle. And you know me, I don't really fuck with nobody, right? Kobe will tell you this. He's in the chat, right? Real friends. I haven't talked to him in however long, but when we get up, it's like we never separated.
But that's what I mean, and that's my thing where I say your inner circle is small. Inner circle can't be really big because of the fact that you get that. You know what I mean? You get where you stop trusting people. You have issues with people. Where if your inner circle is probably 1 or 2 people, then no matter what, like you said, they're still gonna be there, because they will understand who you are, no matter what.
So we got a few comments here that I want to read just so we're not leaving anybody's comments out. So...
Just send me a selfie.
Who?
My barber.
So, I'm going to just call him Mota.
Yeah.
So he says, it was more where you waste your time caring more about others where you should have made sure you were good. All right? We got that from him.
Who lost money?
From Paola, we got, I know it's never too late, but I learned so late, but I learned. That don't even make sense, Paola.
She's drunk. Leave her alone.
And then
Paola?
someone called,
too early
haha, suck my dick. Said, did anyone lose money on the tank fight?
Who the fuck is that?
I have no idea. His name, go look at the
I don't
chat. It
know.
literally says, haha, suck my... Anyway,
That person just came in now. I don't know who that
I have
person.
no idea who that is. Yeah. Then you got Paula again saying those are the best friendships where you don't need to talk every day, but when y'all catch up, it's like no time was lost.
Well, that's
Paola,
why it goes
that's our
back.
friendship.
That's why it goes back to what I was saying earlier. You got to have the right people around you in order for you to have that. You got to have the right person around you. Because if you don't, the first day
Paula,
you
you're
miss
alcoholic.
without calling that person, forget about it. You're not a true friend. You don't care about me. You don't. That's not how it should be.
You stop judging people.
Oh, I'm not. She just put she wishes she was drunk on a Monday. I'm not judging nobody.
It's not Thirsty Thursday. It's Backshots Monday.
Backshots Monday.
Hey, go get you a Yeti cup and put some coffee.
Yeah, this is what we do.
Hey,
Coffee on a Monday.
Can I see
Your
what
cup is empty.
Can I see what brand coffee you're drinking, sir?
It's the new clear one, carbonated. Whatever.
So, alright. Do you have anything you want to bring up real quick before we move on?
All right, can I ask you this? Let's talk about a little bit about your Rough Cut podcast.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring that up.
Let's get into that. Like, how did you become? First of all, how did you come up with the name? Why did you name it the Rough Cut Podcast?
So, Haha Suck My Dick said, "You know anyone with really bad breath?"
We're really what?
He said, "Do you know anybody with really bad breath?"
He is a troll, man. Hey, go home, man.
Nah, I think I know who that is, but
So the rough cut name came from me not really having a filter, right? I put it out the way that it is. I cuss. I talk like this. I hate. I don't mean to offend people, but I'm very blunt and I'm very direct, right? So the rough cut for me is, hey man, this is it. I'm giving it to you rough, raw, direct. This is how it is. So it took me a little bit of time to come up with the name. I've been wanting to set up a podcast for like 6 months now, but life has been getting in the way. And then you guys told me you were launching, and I said, all right, you guys are launching. I've been wanting to do this for a while. And that's the first thing I told Lewis when he called me, and I said, all right, let's do it. I'm gonna start this up. So I had to finish up a few projects before I could clear this room up for the podcast, and that's pretty much it. And I don't want to do. So everybody's asking me, you know, what's your podcast going to be about, and what's this? And there's no topic. I'm going to talk about everything.
So
it's pretty much how we're doing our podcast. We don't really have necessarily a topic. We just come here and originally we were gonna call our podcast "Bullshitting Podcast" because that was the goal. Just come up here and just bullshit for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
So you're
Do a Joe Rogan style. Like I want to have a guest on every episode that I do. I do, however, I want to put out content before I market my channel. I want to put out like 5 to 10 episodes so that people could have. What does everybody do nowadays, right? They binge watch.
Yeah.
Right. And if I get your attention with the first podcast and I put out 10 before I start going live, you're gonna watch all 10 and you're gonna want to hear number 11. So I do want to have a guest on every episode, and I want it to just be back and forth. Let's talk about everything, man. Everything. What? Politics, sports, life, religion, kids, work,
So
school.
that's kind of like the same here. We we don't want a guest on every single podcast because we do it twice a week, but we're trying to get at least one guest per week. You know what I'm saying? So also I know we talked, off the podcast and everything else. You did say, I don't know if you put this out there, but you did say you want to do like a gaming live stream. Are you gonna kind of tie that in with the Rough Cut podcast, or no? That's gonna be a separate branch.
It's gonna be a whole separate brand. Yeah. So the gaming streaming is going to be on either Discord or Twitch. I'm primarily putting out the Rough Cut on YouTube. to focus on YouTube until I get, a decent following to where I can change up the software and just have it be audio with my own video and perhaps maybe bring it over to Spotify.
Kind of like a voiceover.
A couple more listeners. Correct. So
Got you.
So yeah, but the gaming stuff, that's my hobby, right? Like that's a whole separate thing.
Real quick, Paula put in the chat. You don't have any hair on your tongue. That's why it's rough cut. I was like, I guess it's supposed to be a joke.
That's a no filter. That's a no filter joke.
So your lovely niece, Liliana.
Which one?
Liliana. She also goes by Lil G. She goes and puts in the chat, what if you become famous for this? Will you remember me?
Absolutely not.
She's also here and can hear you.
I can see her. Have you ever watched the Joe Rogan podcast?
I've watched a little. I've never watched like a full episode, but I watched like little clips in here and stuff.
You know Jamie, right?
Yeah.
Jamie is like the stat boy in remember not part in the interruption, the other show.
Dan Levitar show.
He was stat boy.
Yeah.
You could do that. You could be my research assistant and then fact check me on every argument.
How hard for you has it been to get it to where, well, you haven't gotten it there yet, but getting it started, getting it going to where you're like, this is it. This is where I want it. I'm just going to let it go. Like start it and see where it goes. Was it hard for...
100% it's been a journey because like this is a whole different realm. This is a whole arena, right? If you tell me, hey, let's go play softball, let's go do it.
I'll send you the
Let's go
link
drink,
later.
Let's go do it. You're putting yourself on camera and talking about topics that affect people on a daily basis. So like you don't want to put out false information, or you just kind of want to talk about your own experiences, right? Like I don't want to come on here and tell you, oh, this is the way it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like I just want people to just relate to what I'm saying, and if they can't relate, then that's fine. You have your own problems you can relate to, but it's right. It's been a struggle. And
Go to the actual channel.
just getting the room up here, right? It took me 6 months just to get the room up and running. And
Yeah,
getting all
that's
the
something.
software,
That's something we gotta start looking into more of like a set
Well,
location.
No, we will.
No, we don't have to get all that now.
I mean, for
but-
us, we were planning on doing this for a while, but it's like you said, it's a journey and it's hard. It's not easy, man. Everybody that thinks, just go on the camera and set it up, and you know what I mean. I gave a lot of credit to him because he's the one that sets it up. You know what I mean. I'm a free talker. I could sit here and just bullshit the whole fucking time. I don't care about that.
So real
but
quick,
just setting it up and.
I was just about to ask you guys is what made you like out of nowhere? What made you say, we're gonna?
No, but the thing was
thing
that
that started our podcast
we were talking about doing it.
Because of Bobby.
But it was like, when are we gonna do it? Let's do it. Let's just do it and see where it goes. But then again, things hold you back because you're like, damn, what are we gonna talk about? How are we gonna do it? When are we gonna do it?
So pretty much what made us start our podcast is obviously whenever he'd go to the barbershop, as soon as he walks into the barbershop, me and him butt heads and we're arguing, right? So every time we did that, we would always have people say, oh, y'all should start a podcast. Y'all should start a podcast. So we were going to do it. It took forever for us to actually get the equipment. Once we got the equipment is once we started it. So that was the reason. But real quick, what I want to throw in there is Patrick Michael says, is it expensive to start?
Michelle. It's Michelle.
Michelle. Oh, okay, Michelle.
Michelle.
Yeah.
So it says, is it expensive to start a podcast? I don't have much money, but I have been interested in doing one, as I am not very interesting, so not sure what I'll talk about. So it really isn't expensive to start a podcast, especially if you're doing it solo. You could buy any mic, really connected.
Michelle, I'm gonna give you a good advice. You know what you could do?
Don't listen to him. He's
No,
trolling. He's
that
not-
I know he is. I know he is. You know what you gotta
I
do,
don't
Michelle? You know what you gotta do? Get a GoFundMe account, and you can get it going.
But in all seriousness, right? All it is getting yourself a mic, and you don't have to get an expensive mic, right? You don't have to get anything expensive. All the software that you need is free.
It's all free. All you need is a mic and a camera. That's it.
That's it. And you don't even need a camera. You can do your phone. You
can do your phone.
From your phone.
Exactly. Or if you have a MacBook, they have the built-in FaceTime cameras. So you really don't need a camera unless you want that better quality. So all you really actually need to start a podcast is a mic. You can buy any mic for like $100.
The most expensive thing in a podcast is
The computer.
topics. The topics that you talk about. Meaning that you could talk about anything, but are you reaching the people that you want to reach? Or are you
depends.
getting people? So that's where the expensive stuff comes in. I'm not talking about money-wise, but I'm talking about, is it catchy? Are people going to support you? Are they going to subscribe? Are they going to listen? Because you could do it every week, 5 days a week. But if you're not reaching out one person a week, it becomes to the point where, like,
And I'll tell you this, right, about supporters, right? Most people won't support you, but they'll go out and spend money on a Louis bag, and they'll go out and spend money on watching this or watching that. But you ask them to do something for you, and they won't do it.
they never do.
Luckily for me, and both of my really good friends are in here because I put it on my story, on my Instagram story. I told them I was going to be a special guest on the podcast, and that's the thing. It's finding that support, finding that audience, targeting that audience, and keeping them engaged. Because you can get 100 people in a room, but if you're not catching, you got 3 minutes to catch somebody's attention. And if you lose them in 3 minutes, they're gonna turn your podcast off.
Yeah, you're right.
Plain and simple.
And that's the hardest. That goes back to what Michelle was talking about. The hardest thing is keeping people engaged in what you're talking about. Because you don't need any money I'm not saying you don't need any money. You don't need a lot of money to start it. It's just,
You can start a podcast for under $400.
that's what I mean. And then just getting the people to stay with you and support you. Because like you say, people will sit there and they'll watch YouTube, they'll watch TikTok, people that they don't even know. And they'll support. But you know what it is? They're engaged. They're catching their attention. So that's all you have to do in order for the podcast to be successful.
Shout out to my homegirl B. She's on here, but she doesn't have a YouTube channel, so she can't comment. But yeah, off this topic, what do you guys want to talk about?
You also know what you need for a podcast? A sponsor by Yeti.
Yeah.
So I was at TJ Maxx and I was looking for an iPad stand, right? Because I want to have my iPad running to fact check, arguments, stats, basketball. We're gonna talk sports and stuff, and I was looking through, like the shirts, the men's shirts or whatever, and they had a bunch of shirts on there, and it was like PBR and Miller Lite. I didn't see any Bud Light shirts. Are you guys up to?
Well, but like that, yeah, because they have that whole commercial bull. You heard about that, right?
No.
They're trying to put like LGBTQ on the cans and everything, and
So one of the higher executives on the Bud Light board decided to go with I don't want to say the wrong word, a transsexual
model.
celebrity or like he's an actual, like, not a celebrity, but
He's a well-named, like his name is he's well-known.
in the movement he's well known, so they put his face on the can, and there's like an uprising and a boycott versus Bud Light. People
Because
were
of
buying
that,
30
yeah.
racks. Like almost like Kaepernick. They were burning the jersey, but people were running over 30 racks of Bud Light with their Chevy Silverados, like just stupid.
It's stupid, and that's what this is what.
You're wasting your money, you idiot. Like, who cares about what's on the can? I don't care about what's on the outside of the can. I care about the contents that's in it.
Yeah, but and that goes back to what I was telling you earlier. Like you can't these days you can't say anything. You know what I mean? Like the normal person these days, they're abnormal. Like you get so much shit for saying the wrong thing, and it's crazy.
The guy that put the face on the can resigned. He's no longer with
He had to because of the fact that that's what he wanted to do. So he's gone. He's done.
He threw the rock through the window.
George Cortez says, "Love the podcast, mate." Thank you. Appreciate it a lot. Shout out to George.
That is crazy. That is crazy. It's like you're right, man. The guy, the guy couldn't stay in the heat, bro. He just said, "You know what? Fuck that."
Yeah, I'm not here for the bullshit. I'm out, bro. He took his fucking bonus and he left. He did the damage. He did the damage, right? He did all the hard work.
Oh, since we're on this, we had this conversation 2 weeks ago.
Which one? The beer one?
I'm gonna name a beer. You connect it to a face. All right, or a race, a stereotypical. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Heineken.
Old school Puerto Rican.
That's what we said. Presidente.
Dominican. By Dominican, like Dominicans in DR don't drink Presidente, right? You're talking about like the
No. They do.
Yo, they sell Presidente at the McDonald's in DR.
McDonald's, they give it to
But
you.
my thing is,
I'm so serious. I'm so
Johnny
serious.
gets all the time.
hey, can I?
the Manhattan, the whatchamacallit, the lower Manhattan Dominicans and the bodegas, man. Those motherfuckers drink that Presidente.
But and what I was gonna tell you is this: you ever been?
Pants and the white shoes.
You ever been? You ever
With the
been?
shirts like this.
You ever been to a picnic or a cookout, right? We had this like a couple weeks ago, right? Where is Puerto Ricans and Dominicans? You know, we always been around that
There's conflict, yeah.
there's conflict, but I'm not talking about that. But they tell you, hey, bring your own beer or bring your own drink, bring your own bottle, bring whatever you want to bring.
House parties.
Yeah. House party cookouts. When we used to play softball, everything. Bring your own shit to drink, and you don't have to bring nothing else.
I already know where you're going with this.
And that's what I was gonna say. There's always that Dominican guy,
Motherfucker shows up with natty ice.
and he's drinking the Heineken in the corner. And then you say, at the beginning, you're like, damn, what the fuck? But then towards the end of the party, middle of the party, like, fuck him. He always does that.
That's what I'm saying. By the time you're 4 beers in, you don't even remember what you brought.
So everybody's good.
Then you send him to go get you a drink. Like, yo, go
Spanish baby party. Spanish baby showers are parties.
get 2 of your beers. He ain't grabbing natty ice.
All right.
Not only that, your shit is done. Now you gotta go out there and get more because they don't even fucking go and get it.
But in his defense,
What? Okay, tell me, what can you say?
by the time you're shit-faced, it doesn't matter what you're drinking, right?
Yeah.
Alcohol is alcohol after 10
What?
years.
At the beginning, and I've always said this to everybody. Everybody goes in, like they say, me and you are gonna go drinking, right? At the beginning, we're like, you know what? I like Heineken, or I like Grey Goose, or I like Jameson. That's what I want to stick with. I am not drinking anything else besides that. You're the same way. Oh, give me this, give me that. By the third drink, they could put fucking piss in a bottle, and you're like, you know what? This is the best thing I ever drank.
They do. They got those watered down Hennessy bottles in the back. And so to add to that, right? So what if I buy you around and I don't get you Heineken? What if I buy you around and I get 2 Bud Lights? You gonna drink the Bud Light?
But you have to because you bought the round.
I'll drink it.
That's what I mean. If somebody's buying, you're gonna drink whatever they buy you.
So Mota says, watch what y'all say about Dominicans.
Come on, Mota.
That nigga, he got a couple pairs of tight ass jeans too.
It's all right. My Dominican, My Dominican dad is a size large in underwear and wear the extra small. So
whatever's on
right.
sale.
Hey, tranquilate.
Booty shorts.
All right. So next beer, Budweiser.
Ooh, redneck.
Fat
Told you.
redneck, bro.
Fat redneck on the porch with a shotgun or college frat party.
With a mullet. No, not college frat. With a mullet with dipping, with chewing tobacco in while he's drinking the beer. And that's American as fuck, by the way.
All right, Bud Light.
Softball field,
Yeah.
fucking 30 packs all over the fucking place.
Softball field, transsexuals now.
Natty Light.
I don't think I've never seen anybody drink that. I've never seen.
Parties for high school house parties. That's beer pong beer, Miguel. That shit is like $12 for a dirty rack, and it gets you shit face.
All right, let's go. All right, let's have
Coors Light.
fucking
If you can't afford Bud Light, you drink Coors.
the silver bullet. And how the
That's also Puerto Rican.
yeah, and I was gonna say how the old school Puerto Ricans say una cool light.
What about White Claws?
That's a new thing though.
Fucking bimbos. And me.
What about what's that? The new
how about-
shit, the
how about
IPA.
Coronas, bro. How about Coronas?
No, Corona premium.
Coronas is for
The fucking Mexican roofers, bro.
Coronas are for motherfuckers that are in denial that this shit is a shitty beer. Corona's not a good beer. I like beer. I'm a beer enthusiast. I like drinking IPAs. I drink all kinds of beer. If you ask me, do you want hard liquor or beer? I'll drink beer. And for me, Corona, I'd rather drink a Modelo than a Corona any day.
Yeah.
But yeah, for
about Coors
Coronas
Light?
for motherfuckers that started out drinking and they thought they were drinking hot shit, and now they're in denial that it's not good anymore.
All right.
What about the Mexican roofers where like 30 of them buy like fucking they go to the
Oh man,
liquor store and they buy like 30 packs.
cases. They were
Every
cases.
day.
With their blue.
Every day.
cooler.
And they'll have a volleyball tournament in back of their house.
With the foam cooler.
Motherfuckers carry, bro. They don't know how to play. They're always carrying the ball. Get the fuck out of here.
Me and you fucking carry that shit when we do a spike. Me and you carry that shit.
So moving on from the beers, Patrick, what's his last name?
Michelle.
Michelle says, if you were banned from America, what country would you go to live in and why?
I don't know my country, so I don't know.
If you were banned from America, you can never come back to America. What country would you go to live in and why?
Dominican Republic.
Am I banned from all American territories?
Yeah, I'm assuming. So yeah, American territory, anything connected that's related to the USA, can't go there.
Either I'd probably move to the UK or Mexico
Why Mexico?
because it's warm. It's nice weather and people speak Spanish.
Okay.
And if you bring $5 American, you could probably live for 22 years.
How about you?
I'd probably say France.
Oh, fuck.
France, probably Italy, Spain, around there. Europe region, around there.
Italy's beautiful. What about you, Migs?
I'll probably go to like Saudi
The
Arabia.
DR, because you want to be Dominican.
No. I'll probably go to Saudi Arabia. You know why? No, seriously. Huh? No, seriously. I'll probably go to Saudi Arabia. You know, like, you know how I don't know if you obviously watch YouTube, but Saudi Arabia, the way they're doing things is fucking crazy right now. Like the desert, they're turning that shit into like a rainforest, bro. Like they're doing shit that Americans can't even keep up with them, technology wise. They're building like the malls are crazy over there. Technology up there is crazy.
So have you seen the video of they're trying to build like a town in like one building, but it's like 14 miles long?
But that's where it is. That's Saudi Arabia. It's like a long strip where everybody could just live there. They got the mall, they got everything there.
Schools, doctors.
You don't have to leave. Yeah, you don't have to leave. And what they're doing is
It's supposed to reduce carbon emissions and all that for like the environment, for global warming, if you believe in that garbage.
but that's what I mean. And the way they're doing the water systems in the desert. You know, desert, there's no water, there's nothing.
Irrigation.
Yes, it's crazy the way they're doing that shit, man. And right now they're saying that they're Americans can't figure out how they're doing it. Because we're like this. We're stuck in the bullshit that this person can't do this, that person can't do that. We're holding.
Sleepy Joe's still taking a nap, bro.
Well, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen for another year and a half.
So, Patrick.
Yeah, you're right.
Patrick says, "What's the best country you've been to outside of the U.S.?" I've only been to outside of the U.S. to the Bahamas and Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is technically not its own country, so I'm gonna have to say Bahamas. How about you?
The only Puerto Rico and DR. That's it.
So DR.
I have to choose the UK.
You've been to the UK before?
In London, yeah, I went to London in 2016. That was fun.
Wow, rich man.
Yeah, I'd have to say Bahamas. I mean,
To Paris. I went to France. We took the channel, so we were in the UK, and then we took the train to Paris, France, and then we went back to the UK. It was UK. The UK's those motherfuckers. They know how to do it, bro. The pubs are open at 9 in the morning.
have you ever been to Italy?
No,
So you're not Italiano?
no, my wife is Italiano. She made some sauce today. That shit was fucking fire.
Gee.
Okay, so
But we do want to go to Italy, but Italy, we want to do like a 3-week trip to go all the way down the Amalfi Coast. So we are planning that. That's in the works. It's just very expensive.
But that was gonna be my next question to you. If you was to take a vacation next week, where would you go?
Puerto Rico.
You'll go to Puerto Rico?
When we went there in March, and it was, so you know, right? I hadn't been to Puerto Rico since 1996.
Yeah.
And I was 11 years old then. So I never experienced Puerto Rico like a tourist. Like, so when we went there, it was amazing. The food, the trips, we went to a couple of charicos. In English, it's like little ponds or little water, like just getaway waterfalls and stuff like that. The water was cool as shit, but we went to Charicos, we went to Crash Boat, we went to, we were in San Juan, we went to Isla Verde. It was just gorgeous, gorgeous. As an adult, you could go do whatever you want. You can drink, you can enjoy it. The resort was great. It was probably my best vacation that I've taken so far. And we went to the Bahamas for our honeymoon. But Steph was pregnant then, so she couldn't drink, so it wasn't the same.
So
But if I could pack my bags tonight for a trip tomorrow, it'd be back to Puerto Rico to see the island a little bit more.
How was it? How was it money wise? From going to those places that you've been to Puerto Rico. The reason why I'm asking because Puerto Rico is the same currency as here.
I see it. So we have a timeshare. So we only had like 3 days left for the year, or 4 days left for the year. So we left on Monday. We got an Airbnb from Monday to Wednesday. That was about $450. So that wasn't too bad. And then everything that we did. So I don't know if you know this, but every beach in Puerto Rico is a public beach. So they don't charge for.
You don't charge for anything.
Yeah. For anything. Everything is public. So we didn't pay for anything except like food, and even the food, the stuff that we were eating was on the side of the road. So all these carts where you could just stop and get empanadilla or get a sandwich or whatever. So bakeries, you know the bakeries in Puerto Rico, they make the banging ass sandwiches. So like me and her were paying like $9 for a meal for breakfast or for lunch, and then we would just go to the beach or go to these waterfalls, the hidden waterfalls that we were looking for. So the most expensive stuff was, you know, the Airbnb, and then at the resort, we stayed for free, obviously, because we had points. But you know, we went out to dinner at the resort every night. So that was probably the most expensive part was dinner every night because we ate, you know, at nice places. But everything, you could go to Puerto Rico, and if you pay for your flight and your hotel for the whole entire trip, everything else that you can do in Puerto Rico is free except food.
Okay.
I fucking went to Puerto Rico when I was like 7, so I don't know.
Well, he wants to go. He wants to go to DR, but he's been waiting so long that.
Yo, my dad has been telling me since my 10th birthday that we're gonna go to DR, and I still have never been in. I'm 22, about to be 23 this year.
But you want to go to DR like to an all-inclusive, or you want to go to DR to see it?
Nah, I've never been to DR. I just want to go to DR. It doesn't matter if it's all inclusive, whatever. I just never been.
It does matter because there's a difference.
My thing, like I said, I just want to go. Whether it's to go for all inclusive or just to go, just to go. I just want to go to DR. It doesn't matter which the situation is. Either or, I'm fine. I'm fine with either or. Is what I'm trying to say. What happened?
Stay at an all-inclusive. You can stay at an all-inclusive and still see the island. You don't have to stay there. You know.
No. But that's what I'm saying. For me, I just want to go. You get me? I just want to go. So either way, whether to go see the island or to just be at an all-inclusive, either or is fine with me. I just want to go.
Yeah.
So.
Vacations are nice. We take about 2 or 3 a year. I'm gonna be down in Florida, June 5th, from the 5th to the 7th. We're staying right there where you're staying.
Yeah, I know. You told me that. I'm looking forward to that, man. We gotta have a good time. We have a good time. It's a lot different. It's a lot different where we were before is a lot different where we at now. You know what I mean? It's a lot more chill. You'll see when you come. Because last time when you came with the kids, so you really didn't have much. It was more like through the holidays, so we didn't get. Yeah, so we didn't really get to enjoy, like, you know what I mean? Let's go get something to eat here. Let's go to this bar. Let's stop for a drink here, there. Let's go walk. You know what I mean?
So I got a question. So this happens in a lot of households where, you know, the household is one race and they want to be a different race.
What do you mean?
So, for example, it happens with him.
Hold that thought. After you use the bathroom.
Does it look better? Does it look clear? No.
Well, while he's gone, I wanted to.
I like.
We got a big game today, bro.
You know,
A big fucking game. Got Bucks in Miami game.
Why? I don't.
Or
I don't even want to talk about that.
well, we got
Miami.
57 to 50 right now.
Who's winning? The Bucks.
The Bucks are up 7.
I told you that. So stop with the hope already.
They're up by 7. You're acting like we're losing by 35. What the heck? We can't be losing by 7 points.
Even Paul has
No,
not
Paul.
this topic again.
No.
Yo, y'all get
No. So while we wait for him to
Dumb
come
shit.
back,
Can I sing for
we're
you
planning. We're planning. I'm planning myself to go on a vacation, and it's probably gonna be to Puerto Rico. You know what I mean? We're in the works. We're talking, and I want to have a good time. I've been there, but I've never been there to. Huh?
We're gonna get like or wasted.
What I was saying when you was in the bathroom that.
I heard you guys the whole time. Milwaukee's gonna blow you guys out.
Well, I didn't want to get into that topic because he just looked as a score. That's what happened. What we were talking about the vacations. What I was saying was that we're talking and we're thinking about going to Puerto Rico.
So all I
So
asked, where are you gonna stay?
probably we don't have nowhere specific. Wherever the night. Say if we're going to San Juan, we'll stay in San Juan. The
said-
next day we'll stay wherever we go.
Patri said, let's make it an adult trip.
Plan it.
No. There's plans, but we don't have you know what I mean. I don't want to be like, oh, we're staying 5 days in San Juan, and then we're driving everywhere. We have to go back to San Juan.
That's what me and Steph did. So we hit the whole island. We stayed at like 2 different places, but we mapped out all of our activities.
But that's what I'm saying. We could plan it like that, but I just don't want to go back to that same spot every day. You know what I mean? Because say if you're in Ponce, you're like, oh, I gotta go back to San Juan, or if you're in,
really good for you to keep going back.
yeah. So it's. Patri said,
Patri said, let's make it an adult trip.
we can.
So what were you saying before I took a bathroom break, Luigi? The 1 race, 2 race household.
Pretty much saying like, do you have that situation where you're in your household where you act as a different race or want to be a different race? Pretty much to say.
Yup.
I don't think his household
up,
is gonna be
dude?
like that because the kids are they're still young.
I don't understand it though. I don't understand the question being presented.
All right.
Give me an example.
So, he's Puerto Rican. He wants to be Dominican.
He doesn't want to be.
Or not want to be Dominican,
I don't know
but-
why.
As an example.
It's just an example. Me, Dominican, Puerto Rican. I want to be fucking Nigerian.
Like acting.
Not acting, just you would like to be that race.
Would like to be or acting, because that's 2 different things.
Kind of.
If you're Puerto Rican, why would you want to be Nigerian?
I'm just saying as a.
What he's trying to say is this: when you start working with, say you don't talk Spanish every day or whatever, so you start working with Puerto Ricans or you start hanging around with Puerto Ricans, what happens? You start talking like them, or you start talking their slang, like the way they talk. Same thing. If you're working with Dominicans, you start talking like Dominicans. If you hang with Italian friends, what do? You start getting their ways. You start doing things that way.
Humans are creatures of habit. You learn those behaviors, and it's almost like muscle memory. So once you start doing and mimicking and doing all that, it becomes natural. So now you do it naturally until you break that cycle.
So you think-
at least in my experience.
So you think hanging around a group of people is you're gonna start acting like them? Like, let's say you're hanging out with a bad group of people, you're gonna start hanging out with them?
No. It has nothing to do with that, huh?
But if you surround yourself, you act or you behave a certain way if you definitely have influences around you that if you're a person that can be influenced, right, and you're not your own person, like some people are strong enough to not let those
Right,
things
and
influence you,
that's
but-
where that comes in, where they tell you,
Period.
I'll tell you who you are, tell me who you're with, and I'll tell you who you are. You know what I mean? That's where that comes from. So that's what he was referring to. Like you just start getting those habits where you want to be other race or something like that.
Yeah.
And like you said, we get accustomed to habits. Like
Creatures of habits. That's what humans are.
Oh, you got anything else to bring up?
I mean, I could probably sit here and talk about a million other things.
That's what I'm saying. So, what do you have anything else you want to bring up? You want to talk about real quick?
Can I ask you this? Let's talk about this new generation of, because you have younger kids. Talk about young kids. You got younger kids than, well, how old is Gianna?
Joe's 16.
Yeah, so my kids are
16. JoJo's 15. Nathan is 14. Well, JoJo's turning 15. Sophie's turning 8 next month, and Brooklyn just turned 4.
so the little ones you can't even include in this. Let's do from Nathan, JoJo, and Gianna.
And Gianna.
This new generation of kids, it's like, what would you say? Are they entitled to what they get? They feel like that? Like the millennials, you know what I mean? Anything from the 2000s and on, it's like they're entitled. They don't want to do anything. I have to get it. I have to be giving. They have to give it to me.
Yes and no, right? There is a sense of entitlement with this generation of kids that you're speaking of, the 2000s and on. And I'll tell you what, like, I don't want to call kids nowadays lazy, but fuck. Like,
You don't have to because that's what they are, though.
so no, it's not that they are. Here's a better
Depends on how they're
explanation.
raised.
There is no sense of urgency. That's the problem, right? When you ask them to do something, they do it whenever they feel like it. Versus like when mom asks me and you to do something.
We had to do it.
Right now, like, hey, I'll take care of the dishes. That doesn't mean like whenever you're done playing video games and you're all set with that game, you can go and do. No, it means turn that game off. I don't give a shit if you could pause it or not. Or come inside right now. I don't care if you're in the middle of a game and do the dishes. And kids nowadays, you ask them to do something and this is just kids in general. This is not like just I try explaining that to the kids. It's like there's no sense of urgency when we ask you to do stuff, and for the next 4 days when we ask them to do something, they'll get up and do it, and then they go right back to their old ways. It's just like we'll get around to it whenever we get around to it. And I don't know if that's entitlement. I don't know, because you know me, I'm the tough one. Like I'm like, and it's still so difficult to just get through to them. It's a challenge every single day.
So now,
Every single day.
so now I ask you this: where do you see? I'm gonna put it like this in general. Where do you see the country going with this new generation of kids that we have now? Because first of all, nobody like I get it because the field where I work in, there's no young kids that want to go do construction. There is nobody that wants to go do construction at all. Doesn't matter what. And construction is one of the top paying jobs.
I know.
But they don't want to do it. They stopped building.
It's hard work.
They stopped building schools, trade schools, because of like they just completely stopped. So now it's like,
It's hard work. They want to work hard. It's hard work.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So now in 15 years, when we're 50, 60, there's what everything is gonna be like what?
I'll throw this at you. Never mind this generation of kids that we think are driving this country to the ground. The people that are running this country right now are driving this country to the ground, right? We're concerned with, we're literally, we're giving other countries billions of dollars for human rights, right? And by human rights, I mean like gender neutral research and shit like that, right? And you got Russia and Germany spending money on war fighting and weapons and soldiers and training and this and this and that, and all these countries are like stacking up and building themselves up, and we're over here worried about, do I want to be a boy or a girl?
Well, you're right. That's scary.
And that, like, as much as it could be funny and it could be ridiculous, but we're given like,
It's not even. It's scary, bro, because of the fact that we always been the top country. But how long is that gonna last?
we haven't been a top country in anything for decades. Like education, technology, doctors, like you name it, engineering. Like we're not even in the top 10 in those topics. Like it's not even close. And the fact that like we're still putting up this facade that we are is insane. The only thing that is holding us up is like our military training is, I would say, like very detailed, and we do invest a lot of money in it, and that's why America is still considered a threat, because I don't think there's a country in the world that can beat us in a war right now. War fighting, like if we went back to like Vietnam and World War II and like real war fighting, not a chance in hell. But like if we keep up with these shenanigans,
But if we go
bullshit and not training, 100% work.
But if we go to technology and workforce and stuff like that, America is like low standards, bro. They're below. They're below. Like it's crazy because of the fact that we always put out this front where like this is the best country. Yeah, it's the best country because of the way we live. But I don't think.
Take COVID for example. How many people died? We were the highest death count in COVID across the world.
But we're supposed to be the number one country, and we couldn't even control it.
Well, it was handled horribly, right? There's no preventing it, and time answered that, right? Like there's the lockdowns didn't help, the vaccines didn't help, this didn't help, that didn't help, masks didn't help, like wearing panties over your face didn't help, like nothing helped. It's a fucking virus. Fucking people are gonna die, and that's it. Like, but the way they handled it was just, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know where this country's going. It's just, it's sad. It's a very scary time.
I think it's very scary, man, because we don't know where we're gonna be in 10 years, man. And it's coming up too quick.
What's your nephew? Why do you look so sad over there? Miami's still losing?
No. I'm just looking up a quote.
Yeah, they're probably losing. That's why. No. That's why he hasn't said anything. But
He got the fucking puppy face over there.
yeah,
I was just looking up a quote because, what?
But so like, where are you guys this podcast in the next like year or two?
Honestly, wherever it goes, hopefully good, but
To me, I want to be able to establish it where, like I said, I don't. Even if we don't go big, even if we get 100 people to subscribe, at least you have people listening to what we have to say. You know what I mean? Because of the fact that we could wish we could get 1 million views or 1 million subscribers, but to get to that point, you gotta crawl. We're crawling right now. You know what I mean? That's why I every podcast I'm like, hey, you guys, whoever's in the chat, view the podcast. You guys support us because of the fact that if you guys don't support us, I'm sure that you guys after this, you guys will probably go watch another podcast. So the people that you know and know us, at least view it, just to get us like for motivation. Even if you say, you know what, I don't like it, that's fine. No, but you can't make everybody happy with what you talk or how you do things.
You gotta find the algorithm. That's what it comes down to. When you find the algorithm and you beat it, that's when you go viral. And that shit is hard.
That's what I was gonna say. It's gonna be hard getting there, but once you get there, you're gonna be like, damn, we put all this time and all this hard work, but we're here. You know what I mean? Like I said, even if we don't get to that point where we're huge, but at least we have an audience where they listen to us.
Luigi, what about you? What are you doing with your career? Are you looking to like do your own thing in barbering, or are you gonna stick around with your dad? Like you're gonna cut at the barbershop? Like do you have your cosmetology license, or do you just have your barber license?
not my barber's license. Honestly, I
don't think he has a plan, because if he had a plan,
not that I don't have a plan. It just, of course, I'd like to have my own barbershop, but if I ever have the opportunity to own a barbershop with dad, like as a co-owner, I would take that also. So it's not, like I said, of course I would love to have my own barbershop.
So,
But if dad finds a barbershop like, hey, let's go 50-50 on this barbershop, I'm all for it.
okay, but
Have you pitched that to him?
Yeah, we've talked about it before. We've definitely talked about it before, but like I said, I mean,
and like I've always said, like I think you should want yours, no matter what. You should have yours, because I never thought. The reason why I say it, because when I was up there, I didn't think like that. I've always thought like, you know what? I'm getting my 40. I'm fine. I go home, go to work. Go home, go to work. Take a week off. Take 2 weeks off vacation. When you do it on your own, and you know what it is, time. I've learned since I've been here, your time is so valuable. You know what I mean? So anything that you do for yourself is worth a lot. Like if you like for him, if he works at the barbershop, what he has a time. He's got to be there. He can take a day off, but he know you're gonna hear shit. They're gonna tell you this. You can't do this. You have restrictions. When you do it on your own, I'll be there whatever time I want. I leave. I come whenever I want.
You as a barber, you shouldn't have restrictions.
I don't.
No,
I
no.
don't.
When I say restrict, there.
Yeah, I don't have
There's
a
different
restriction.
restrictions to it though, because of the fact that
I get what you're saying. You don't have restrictions, but it does bring problems, because if you're not there on a Thursday, you want to take Thursday off, and you got 30 walk-ins, you're throwing more work on everybody else. Like I get what you're saying, but as long as you're coughing up your rent, you shouldn't have a problem.
no, there is no problem. But when if he was working at another barbershop, he won't have a problem with that. But when it comes to you working with your dad, there's more to it than just paying the chair. You know what I mean? There's more to it than just paying the chair.
But I work as a normal barber. I don't work as my dad's son. So
I understand that, but then if you have to open or you have to close, that's on you. You have more
no,
responsibilities.
that's what I'm saying. It's not on me. I
Okay,
work
so
as an
who's gonna-
actual barber, and that's what I'm saying.
So right now that your father is not working, you have to open and close the barber.
because of the circumstance that he can't work. But if he's able to go to work, I don't have to do all that because I'm. It's pretty much like hold on. It's pretty much like for Theo said, right? You're not gonna do more than what you have to if you don't have to, right? If you're not in that position, right? I'm not gonna go to the shop and act as a shop owner, making sure everything is in perfect order when I'm not getting any shop owner benefits. You know what I'm saying? So I don't work as that. I work as I'm a regular barber. I just a normal fucking barber.
So a follow-up question to that is like, do you worry about, as a barber, I know most barbers, and I'm not sure what your situation is, right? Like, healthcare and benefits and retirement, like, what are your plans and what are your aspirations for the future, right? You can't cut hair until you're fucking 70 years old. As much as you want to be healthy enough.
I mean, you can't look at Papa Miguel, but
Well, his grandfather cuts hair fucking 7 days a week.
Yeah, but that's a different animal, bro. That man is healthy as hell, right? Like, what?
I mean, I have like a separate bank account with a whole different, like a credit union, where I just throw money into there into like a saving that collects interest and all that stuff for now. I mean, I don't get benefits. I don't get benefits, healthcare. You gotta figure that out on yourself.
Start looking to invest in your money, man. S&P 500s, there's a 10% return. Like, your money sitting in the bank is doing you no good.
I know, and I like I said, I gotta invest it somewhere, but as of what happened? Sorry, bro, but I know I gotta invest it in somehow, some way, but I just haven't gotten around to that just yet.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah.
What about me? I'm trying, like right now in May. I just got the books today. I'm fucking pissed because it was raining and they got delivered and they got wet. I just ordered some books. I gotta go back up there to do my E1 classes, and that's what my goal right now is, to find 2 people. I gotta open my. I gotta get going. I can't be on that bullshit where like, you know why I can't do it. I don't. This is not the right time. This is the time. If I don't do it now, I'm gonna be 50 and still in the same fucking shoes that I'm at. I'm actually doing better than what I was, where I'm at right now. But I am not where I want to be. You know what I mean? Retirement wise, I just gotta work, because when it comes to the field where I'm at, either you're in the union, you get a good pension, you get this, or you work and save money and make investments. Make investment into you get a gold, you know what I mean? You get a gold mine and you're able to live off of that. But
Every company, even with us, 2 years ago, because the union renew their contract every 3 years. They did away with the pension. Every company's they're going away from pensions. Everybody's for it. Even the army. The army in 2018, 2017 or 2018. Don't quote me. Right? It's around that time. They switched over to 401k. The army's not giving away a pension anymore, and they had the audacity to ask people that were still currently in grandfathered into the pension system if they wanted to switch. You outside of your fucking mind? No, I'm gonna stay with my pension. But if you join the army after like 20
crazy, man. It's fucking it's crazy, bro.
All right, and
you know what? If you the way things are now, you'll work till you're fucking 80. Whether you get a pension, because of the fact that it's so hard to live right now. So whether you get a pension or not, you still gotta go to Walmart and be the fucking greeter, bro, just to fucking keep up with it.
That's what Sleepy Joe wants. He wants you to work till you're 80.
Yeah, don't worry. It's another year and a half, bro.
right, and with that, close off the podcast. We had a great conversations today.
It was good, man. Hey, it was nice having you on. We are looking forward to having you on more often. And when you get yours going, you get it all set and everything ready to go.
Make sure everybody that's in this chat still go over to the Rough Cut podcast and subscribe to him.
Definitely appreciate the love, and it was an honor being here. Bullshitting with you guys. I loved it.
We're gonna start a new thing. At the end of every podcast, we're gonna say a quote of the day. Do not take life too seriously. You will never get out of it alive.
So what that means, don't stress nothing you can't control.
Or the other one, actually, there's another quote that I like too. Life is like a penis. It's soft until a woman gets there. Then it gets hard. Alrighty, there it goes for.
Love you, man. Have a good night.
Peace out,
I
Theo.
look
Love
forward
you too.
to being a guest on your podcast, bro, and having you on again. We will have you on again because it was.
Yeah, when you're in Connecticut, we'll do a 1v1 here for the Rough Cut.
Yes. I'll be over there. I'm gonna see if I go there. The classes are the 18th, 19th, 20th, so I'm trying to get there the 16th, that Wednesday. So we could do it, or even if I gotta take another day or whatever, just let me know. Well, whatever days you do them, and we could definitely do it.
Let's shoot for Thursday night. That's my free night. The kids have activities every other night.
Okay, yeah, that would be fine. All right, man. Love you. I see you.
We